My boyfriend gives frequent unsolicited advice. Example 1. We took a cute funny picture together at a weird angle that we were sharing with some friends. Laughingly, I made a joke about myself having a big forehead in the picture, again laughingly, and he frowns and proceeds to turn my direction and give me a pep talk about how I shouldn't talk bad about myself. Meanwhile, I was just emphasizing how funny the picture was, which was the whole point of the conversation we were having at the time. Example 2. I got home late. He stayed on the phone with me for 20 minutes while I was looking for parking outside of my city apartment. I ended up having to walk a bit back to my place once I found a spot. He was asking me about my day throughout the call. As I was sharing and walking back to my apartment, he stopped me mid-story to tell me to take a seat and drink some water. Although I was a bit out of breath from the stairs in my building, I felt fine. But he started to again, give me a pep talk about calming myself and allowing myself to rest, telling me I should take better care of my body and walking me through what I should do to relax. The rest of the night, I was like, I'm fine. Example 3. I came home from work and, despite not being super high energy, told him I wanted to possibly have a friend over later that day. I guess he thought I sounded too exhausted to do that, and spent 15 minutes trying to convince me to prioritize my peace and not worry so much about my friend, to the point that I ignore my needs and hang out with them. That I work too hard and should give myself respect enough to say no to my friends. But I literally initiated hanging out with them and wanted them to come over. I was just sharing with him that I was a little lower energy than usual because of work. What is this and how do I handle it? I makes me feel like there is an air of superiority and that he thinks he knows better for me than I do for myself. I know you probably don't want to hear this, but there's a good chance this is directly correlated to your age difference. He's treating you like a child because he sees you as one. Condescending. The word you are looking for is condescending. You've tried to point out that his advice isn't helpful. Shockingly, he didn't listen. Does he just do this over small things and plans? Or does he do this about big future plans? When you discuss future careers, housing, living locations, etc., you need to sit down with him and have a serious talk, bringing up the 3 above points and how you don't appreciate him attempting to parent you. Honestly, to me, a 10-year age gap at 23 or less is concerning. He's treating you like a child because to him, you are one. That age gap is the cause of this. The guy is 9 years older than you. Please take that into consideration on the way he treats you. He acts like you are ignorant because he thinks of himself as a teacher to his GF. That in and of itself is gross. Mind the age gap. Sounds belittling and controlling. Like he knows what you want and need better than you do yourself. Sounds like he is conditioning you to value and trust his judgment over your own. He's 10 years older. He's treating you like a malleable clay woman who he can shape into what he wants. Example 3 is the most concerning behavior to me. He is deliberately trying to prevent you from spending time with your friends. The more isolated you are, the easier you are to manipulate. There's a reason why his words and actions are setting off alarm bells. This is not a healthy relationship. This feels very controlling to me. But just caring enough not to tip a person off. He's trying to control your words in the first, your actions in the second, and your social life in the third. Not a great look. He's looking after you like you'd probably look after a 14-year-old. My boyfriend. I've never read anything but awful stories when a post starts with this sort of age difference. Dude was born in a different millennia skull. He's your boyfriend, not your father. Red flags. 1. I know how to take better care of you than you do. 2. You shouldn't hang out with your friends. But I'm going to make it sound like I'm concerned for you. He's grooming you to do what he says. Get away from him. There's a reason why he's not looking for women in his peer group. Cut him off as soon as you realize the pep talk or lecture is starting. Hey boyfriend, I'm not asking for advice and I've got this. So let's talk about something else. Don't get sucked into a debate about how he just meant well or how he's right. The subject is changed. Period. If he's a good guy who just has fixer tendencies, he will dial it way back when you do this. If he's one of those guys who sees his natural role as showing younger ladies the right way to behave, he'll get pissy and defensive. And you'll know where you stand. He sees you as a kid who needs to be told what to do. He's infantilizing you. Dude is a 30-yo creep dating a 20-yo and unsurprisingly being condescending towards you. He also tries to isolate you from your friends, and I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get you to quit your job too because you're working too hard. He is controlling. Dump him. He is not with you because he loves you. These types never are. It's only gonna get worse. If you can't dump him right away, then make sure he doesn't have access to your birth control best. If you don't have sex with him at all, so he can't baby trap you. How was his age not an immediate giveaway? Loudly crying skull. I'm sure this has been said, but it bears repeating. He's trying to make it the standard that he can dictate and control aspects behavior. All in a benevolent way for benevolent reasons. What it is though is likely a soft intro to controlling you full time. It's questionable that he's trying to stop you from seeing your friend. Using concerns about your well-being as a shield. He's trying to make you pliable and isolated. Slowly but surely. Those are enormous red flags. Like flashing neon kind. NGLI didn't need to read the whole thing. A 10-year age gap while you're in your early 20s is a red flag on him. Read the title and didn't need to read any further. Yeah, nah. This is cooked. Leave. Yeah, there's a reason a 32-yo is dating a 23-yo, and it's not because you're so mature for your age. It sounds like he's trying to move you into a DS relationship without telling you. This kind of monitoring is common in many DS couplings. But without agreed boundaries and prior consent. It's just controlling. Oh, he's got a huge case of I can fix you. I'm always skeptical of an age difference like yours. Imagine are older men out there that prey on younger women just so they can feel older. There is a reason a grown adult man goes for a young 23-year-old girl. He is treating you like a child. Because he doesn't see you as his equal. He is trying to control you. It's the age thing, dude. It is often the case that a man dating a younger woman is indicative of immaturity in the man. Women his own age are experienced enough to not tolerate his bad behavior. But a younger woman may not see the red flags. He sounds much too controlling to me. He's babying you. Clear and simple. Tell him to stop immediately. Be firm. It's diabolical. It's to make you start questioning your own judgment. This is just stage 1. It's because you're his bang daughter. This sort of behavior can often be found in BDSM dynamic relationships. After both people have discussed and consented to it. If your relationship doesn't have that sort of dynamic, then he either A. straight up views you like you're incapable of taking care of yourself, aka a child, or B. he's bringing this shit over from a previous relationship. Although it's entirely possible for people of these age brackets to meet naturally. His behavior makes this situation concerning and gives me the impression that he specifically seeks out women that are much younger than him. Which is gross and creepy.